Well, let me tell you a story. I was reading Psalm 46 the other day, a psalm that I've read often throughout my life. It's the one that begins with, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear. On that day, I was especially drawn to verse 10 of Psalm 46. Another very familiar passage. It reads, "Be still and know that I am God." When I read that passage, my mind activated a memory of an experience I had when I was serving as an apostle in Africa. While most of my time wasn't spent in tourist areas, on one trip I did have an opportunity to travel through the Amboseli National Park in Kenya. And our traveling group decided to arrange for overnight lodging and food in the park. This allowed us opportunity to take several guided trips into the bush to see native animals. And we saw many of the animals you would expect to see. Wildebeests, zebras, giraffes, hyenas, and even a cheetah over a recent kill. But what I really wanted to see was an elephant in the wild. I'd never seen an elephant outside of captivity. Our guide persisted in his assurance that there were elephants in the forest, but we couldn't see them. Our guide said that we must be very quiet and sit very still for the elephant to appear. So we settled ourselves down, all talking ceased. The only sound was the breeze in the trees and blowing across the tall grass of the plain. We became quiet and still. We waited and waited in stillness and patience. Time passed slowly at first. We weren't used to being so quiet and still. Then I saw the guide look with alertness to the edge of the forest. There was a slight movement. "Look over there," said the guide. But I couldn't see anything. But I persisted in both quietness and looking. And eventually, my eyes settled on a spot in the forest where I thought I saw the big gray head and ivory tusks of a large elephant. The more I looked, the more I became certain I was seeing an elephant. And then the elephant slowly, very cautiously at first, walked from the forest into the grassland. He lumbered deliberately toward us. We remained still and silent, almost holding our breaths in anticipation. And then from behind that elephant came a whole herd of elephants, all sizes, even some baby elephants that were being kept in line by their mothers' far-reaching trunks. The big bull elephant, the first one out of the forest, came to within about 20 yards of our vehicle. "Remain quiet and calm," said our guide. I looked into the wise, old, all-seeing eyes of the elephant as he stood there like a mountain sentinel looking at us. And I felt this inner connection. with something deep, sacred, and timeless. After a while of gazing into each other's souls, the herd had passed by and entered into a swampy area where the elephants were enjoying water and a wild salad of aquatic and wetland plants. Once they were all there, the elephant turned and walked over to the herd. Be still and know God. In our noisy, hyperactive, violent world, one of the most important practices related to healthy spirituality is intentionally becoming quiet and still, externally and especially internally. The elephant is there, hidden by our busyness and lack of desire and discipline to see. And the elephant will appear when you and the elephant are ready. But first, we must all learn to be still.